So this is sort of an interesting question. So at the face of it, the answer is no. There isn't anything that's sort of like, I know when I was doing clinical work, I had thought about getting board certified in certain things, right? Because you could do like board certification in psychiatric pharmacy, board certification in oncology, or being a generalist, being a board certified pharmacotherapy specialist. So BCPS, you might see some of the PharmDs with those credentials as well. So from a medical affairs or a field medical standpoint, the answer is no. But I do know that there are certain organizations out there, say the MSL Society and others, that have programs. And what they do is they obviously they have people who have been in the industry before. They know sort of what is important to be successful. And so they do have programs that you could attend, learn from, and then at the end you get like board certified MSL sort of certificate. How much we look at that, I think really just depends on the organization and if they value that as something important. Because what we're seeing is because there is so much interest in folks trying to break into the industry, that might be a clear differentiator. So you think about, going to hospital pharmacy. Would you hire somebody who's done a residency versus somebody who has not and just came straight out of pharmacy school, right? So you would likely take somebody with a residency background just because it's a little bit, additional training that they had. This is, and some companies may view having a board certification in, as an MSL, as something that's helpful, and others may not. So it really just depends on the company, the hiring manager, and sort of maybe the therapeutic area. I can share from my standpoint, I don't really look at that as much when I'm evaluating CVs that are coming my way. We particularly look at folks with at least some level of experience, usually 5 years or longer. That's very typical of smaller companies because you don't have a lot of people, you don't have a lot of infrastructure. So you want people who have some sort of lead time or have done the job somewhere else before because you don't have the luxury to train them. Now, bigger companies that are, thousands of employees, they have the infrastructure. So they're more likely to bring somebody on without experience and say, okay, you don't have experience, but you have the foundation. Let me train you how to be an MSL. So that's sort of even within the industry itself, there's dichotomy with that, right? The bigger companies, they have the time, the infrastructure to train. And then for us, usually the smaller companies are people who've been at big pharma. They come to small companies because there's sort of benefits here and there. And then that's when they're looking to bring in other folks. They want to bring in folks that already have that experience. So that's sort of where I'm at. And when I'm evaluating CVs and things like that, I want to look for folks that have that experience or specific experience within that therapeutic area. So like oncology experience or rare disease experience is really important to me.